Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Comeback Sports Podcast. I'm your host, AJ, and this is Season 2, Episode 5. We got a jam-packed filled episode as usual. We'll be talking the Portland Trailblazers and how they're doing this year, the NBA trade deadline, an update on the Bulls. We'll talk a little bit about Space Jam, and then we'll talk about the Grammys a little bit with the Weeknd. So stick around and see what's up. Now, time for your quote of the week. You have a choice where you can either be all right to someone or you can be a little bit nicer, and that can make someone's day. So, Raj.
Hi.
What does that quote mean to you?
Well, it just means don't be an asshole.
I agree 100%.
It means that if you see somebody that's struggling with something, try to help them in the best way possible, rather than make their day worse.
Right, and I kind of think of it like you don't really know what people are going through, so like, from let's say that we're at work. For those who don't know, me and Raj are coworkers. So let's say we're at work and someone's just having a bad day and we don't even know. Mm-hmm. And like we just say, oh, I like your new shoes or I like your new shirt. Believe it or not, that could make their day a little bit better and we won't even realize it. So just taking a little initiative to be a little nicer can definitely make a difference. You won't even realize it.
Mm-hmm. Just be nice.
Just be nice. Treat people with kindness. One time this is Harry Styles that said the tweet. There was one time, it was I think Halloween of 2018, maybe 2019. He tweeted, "Trick or treat people with kindness." I just thought, homie didn't have candy out. that's what I thought. But so Raj, I mean, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on here. So what's going on?
Well, firstly, it's nice to be here. I like the setup that you have. What people who are looking at us don't see is all the mess that you have piled up behind. There's like blankets and pictures of people and coats and Windex.
Well, I gotta clean.
But yeah, no, it's nice to be here, man.
I mean, that's just Hollywood, man. You don't know what's behind the camera.
You don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah, as I mentioned, me and Raj are co-workers. We work at a digital ad agency together. So we see each other a lot, and we're even on the same team, so we definitely talk, and we're even neighbors. Mm-hmm. So I see this guy majority of my day.
Yeah, we're on the writer's block. Hit us up.
The writer's block. We have our cubicle area. We have a name for it. We call it the writer's block because you write ad content. I thought it was catchy. So let's get straight into the NBA. So this is today's episode. We're going to be mostly talking about the NBA. So starting with the trade deadline. It's coming up March 25th. Which team or players do you see making moves?
I heard that PJ Tucker is looking for a move.
Okay, I bet he is.
the biggest guy that's available. I don't know. There's a few people. Marcus Aldridge is looking to move. He's, getting a little older now, but he still offers something to some teams. Especially those looking to fill like a power forward position that has like good spacing.
Right. Yeah, I can see Lonzo Ball making a move. I mean, he's not the worst player with the Pelicans, but he's just not really making a difference. I mean, it's a pretty ball dominant position for Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. Lonzo, it's just not his fit.
Yeah, we all thought that it would work though, with Lonzo lobbing up the ball to Zion or something. But
right.
But I mean, this season he is doing pretty well. He's still shooting the ball very well, and he's still a solid player for any kind of team.
Yeah.
I can see him fitting in as like either the second guard for the Hawks.
Oh yeah.
Or something like that, where you have two kind of not necessarily ball dominant, but two very able passers, with Trae Young and Lonzo Ball.
What about joining his brother in Charlotte?
Yeah, they can start a BBB thing. I don't know. I think that would be cool. I'm pretty sure their dad would love that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know how well he would fit in with. I guess it would require somebody else moving the other way, and you'd have to send Malik Monk the other way.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
Another person that kind of stood out to me was Victor Oladipo. I mean, I think he has a good shot of being traded somewhere, and I like him as a player.
Yeah, I like Oladipo. He offers a lot defensively. He carried the Pacers pretty far against the Cavs a couple of years ago. And, before his injury, he was, an all-star, or at least playing at that level. So, yeah, no, I think it'll be pretty cool to see him, at a place like the Raptors.
Okay.
I can see him kind of fitting in there. Fred Van Fleet would have to share minutes with him and Kyle Lowry, but, I think it would be a good fit.
I mean, one thing I know, with the Raptors, is they're very consistent year over year. They're always in that playoff conversation.
Yeah.
For a while they were back-to-back 1 seeds, but of course LeBron stopped them as usual when he was in the East. But still, I do like the Raptors. I think that'd be a good spot for Victor. And then if you're looking for a rapper, I think Aaron Gordon is looking for a place to go. I heard he's thinking about trading as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see Aaron Gordon at Portland. I think he could do a fair amount there, but it would require giving up Covington and other asset. But yeah, but really, Aaron Gordon's a good dunker, but his shooting hasn't improved over the years. He's kind of remained consistently okay.
Right, right. Well, speaking of your Blazers, for those you don't know, Portland Blazers is Raj's favorite team. Just kind of a little bit of a health check because we're pretty, and at our job we have these things called health check reports. We have to check on how our advertising accounts are doing. So how is your Portland Blazers doing? What do you like? What do you dislike?
They're doing okay. They're doing mid-table level basketball right now. I would say that Damian Lillard is consistently carrying the team on his back. But at the same time, Portland has been plagued by injuries. They were kind of the dark horse this year with bringing in defensive wingers that they've been missing, Derek Jones Jr. and Robert Covington. And they've kind of have that same kind of style as we did before when we had Mo Harkless and we had Al-Farouq Amino. But the thing is, now we have 2 maybe slightly better defenders, and we've given up a little bit in shooting. So it's a kind of trade-off there. I can see them making maybe the second round, but I don't think they'll make the finals. I don't think they're good enough.
Yeah, to me, the biggest weakness, I think, is just they're a little lacking on the defensive side. Don't get me wrong. You have Derek Jones Jr. stepping up. He's leading the team in steals and blocks. But I don't know. I just feel like they're such a they're really heavy in the 3-point attempts, so that's what keeps them up there offensively. But in terms of defense, I think that's what's kind of making them lose games. It's kind of similar to how I see with the Bulls. They're an offensive team, but defensively they're just not there.
I think defensively, Portland are giving up a lot around the rim too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's and I think a lot of it's to do with the fact that Nurkic is out.
Yeah.
And I think once he comes back in, he's gonna ground the rest of that team because he was always kind of the anchor of the defense of that team. And so with people driving to the rim, now they have to face Kanter instead of Nurkic, and it's kind of a big difference there.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Kanter's he's a journeyman. He's been in a lot of teams, and I'm pretty sure he's wanted in his home country. You hear about that?
Kind of is, yeah.
I don't know what he does or who he is. But I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't. Defensively, he's a big dude. He's a big man. That's his role. I think he's a double machine. He'll rack up the rebounds when needed. But yeah, Nurkic is definitely someone you would probably want instead.
Kanter's a good guy for the second unit.
Exactly.
And so playing him in the first unit obviously is giving us some trouble.
Right, and I do want to give props to Gary Trent Jr., who has stepped up while CJ's been injured, because he's been having the career of his life. He's definitely playing a lot better ball now.
Before he got injured.
Before he got injured, of course. So hopefully when CJ comes back, they can still utilize Trent Jr. for something.
Yeah, Trent was really good in the bubble as a spot-up shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of adapted a different aspect to his game this season by being able to shoot off the dribble. He's still not very good at distributing the ball. But he's still a very, very good and adept three-point shooter. So he's the kind of guy who you want next to the main ball handler. And right now that's fine. Portland would likely split up the minutes with having CJ playing a lot with the bench role,
Mm-hmm.
not coming off the bench, just playing with the players that are there and kind of leading the offense. And that gives maybe GTJ like a little more room to kind of just be what he's good at, which is just spot up 3-point shooter. So I can see that being his role when CJ comes back.
Right. And just staying the topic of the Blazers, let's talk about the star, Damian Lillard. The media seems to be pushing this idea that
They've been pushing that for years.
Yeah, but like it's kind of heavier now because he's playing such great ball.
Yeah.
Like this is definitely one of his top seasons.
Yeah.
I'd probably say maybe not his best, but one of his best.
The media wants Lillard to leave, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think he's said it again and again. I think even most recently last week or even by the All-Star game, it's like a repetitive question that he keeps having to answer and say that he's not going anywhere. And I think that is true. I think he won't go out of his own volition. I don't think he's going to go if he had the option to. And I think he will stay there because he's built his whole family kind of lives with him now, and he's got a whole crew around him. And I think he's just gonna stay right there. I don't think he's gonna go to the Lakers like how a lot of people want him to.
No.
It would be cool to see him team up with like Curry. Like that would be dope to see like two really good 3-point shooters next to each other. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, he did
outside the All-Star game.
Right, like he has pretty much made it clear he doesn't want to leave. And something he said that was kind of caught my interest was people like to talk about the pros of going to a big market, but no one likes to talk about the cons. In his case, the con would be, let's say he goes to a big market team, gets injured, and then he goes to this team and then doesn't really build a rapport or like a credibility, and then his injury's longer than expected, and he just gets replaced just like that, and he's back to square one with the third team within a year or two or however long he's injured. So he likes to take in consideration that like there's always going to be pros and cons in these sort of like trades or going to different teams. And I think in his eyes, he wants to win a title first before he does anything. So yeah, he seems pretty adamant about staying with Portland.
He's a right till I die bitch.
Yeah, and like one thing I think players should be careful, especially superstars going to big market teams, is when you go to big market teams, there's gonna be other superstars, and sometimes your play style may not adapt well to their play style or just how the overall offense or defense works. So you're gonna look really great with your small market team, but it may not you may not probably get as many minutes or you won't get as many shots if you're with this other team.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You got Blake Griffin going to the Nets.
Oh yeah.
And you got this massive super team now in Brooklyn, which just wasn't there before. It was a team full of youths, and it's kind of been changed into, now that they got assets, they were able to kind of build this super team with Kyrie and Harden and KD and now Blake Griffin, and I don't know whether you consider DeAndre Jordan a guy, but you got 5 guys who were pretty good 5 years ago. They're really good 5 years ago. And so you've got this team now who are going to be very ball dominant individuals, and it's going to be interesting to see like whether they'll be, what their role will be. I think it makes them very versatile in the playoffs, but I think like during the regular season, I don't really know how that's working for them.
Yeah, Blake Griffin going to the Nets, it definitely caught my attention. I didn't expect it. But like I give the Nets props, man. The front office just getting all these guys to this team that was a nobody team like 1 or 2 years ago, and like Blake Griffin.
Hey, Brook Lopez was there.
Oh, Brook, I can't forget about Brook.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm Rolo.
Yeah,
I like
Rolo guy.
Yeah, he's my dude.
Yeah.
I like his hair. But like Blake Griffin, he's kind of like a shell of his old self. I want to say old self because he's kind of adapted into this like be a shooter first or a playmaker. I think that's his strongest trait now. It's just more being a playmaker versus just being a pure dunker because he has really bad joints and knees from his injuries. Like I think this playmaking ability can like open space for like other players such as Kyrie or KD to like make these, or James Harden to make these big shots with like pump fake screens, and just overall he has overall good passing abilities too versus what he was beginning of his career. Defensively, I think that's where the Nets are lacking the most, because if you're on James Harden's team, there's not going to be any defense coming from James Harden. That's just facts. Yeah. But I think Blake's he's a real vocal guy, real good communicator. So I think he can facilitate or like point out, hey, watch for this or watch for that, or who's covering him,
Yeah.
and then kind of drive more urgency in the defensive side. He's also just a really big fucking dude.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sure he can stop something if something comes out the rim.
Yeah.
When if he's in the way of the rim, I'm sure he can do something.
It would have been nice to see that team with Jarrett Allen there.
Yeah.
Because he would have been there defensively as a decent presence.
Mm-hmm.
And even before that team was built, Jarrett Allen was the core of their defense. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. I like how Joe Harris plays too. He's a decent spot up shooter. I think he'll go well or fit well with that team. He could kind of play that Stephen Kerr kind of role. But yeah,
I'm excited to see Blake play though. Yeah, Joe Harris is good. So kind of like back to like the big market teams. Do you think like it's really outside of like chasing rings or trying to be a superstar player from like a business perspective? Do you think it's good to be in those big market teams? Like my perspective is like if you're good, people or businesses will find you regardless where you're at. Look at LeBron. He was in Cleveland. He's one of the biggest. He started in Cleveland. He's one of the biggest superstars, and then he's built from that. I think going to larger cities only works if you're looking for business ventures outside of endorsements. An example of LeBron, I think he has his own movie studio or production, so that's why he has to be in LA. Mm-hmm. So I think that it just depends on your priorities of why you're in this big market city. And I think the biggest benefit is not star power; it's just more of business power. I think if you're in a larger market.
In a larger market, I think it's easier to make a name for yourself too.
Exactly.
You can be like a semi-decent player in a big market, but be touted as something that is more than you are. For example, Kyle Kuzma, right? Kyle Kuzma is a really questionable player, right? But he's like, if you look at like his All-Star votes in his rookie year, he was up there. And he was just a role player doing exactly what his role was. And I think like when you're looking at taking a name for yourself in a big market, I think it's just an easier thing to do. I think if CJ McCollum was playing for the Lakers, I think he'd be an all-star every year. I think that would be, I just think that's the case. And I think that would help his business profession too.
So let's kind of transition to my team since we talked about your team. Have you been keeping up with the Bulls? If so, are you seeing progression from last year?
Yeah, a little. Zach LaVine is doing really well, and he was killing it last year. I think Laurie's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he just came back on Thursday.
Yeah, right. And then I think you guys signed a new guy. You guys got a new guy. You guys got Patrick Williams.
Oh yeah, we got him in the draft this year.
Yeah, and he's doing really well for you guys, right?
Yeah, I think he's meeting the expectations. I think he's not gonna be a rookie of the year, but I think he's doing what he's asked to do, because he kind of when he came in, his kind of role would be more of a 6-man kind of guy, but he's getting more starting minutes. I wouldn't mind him going back to being like a 6-man kind of dude, just because like his role is kind of being more of a defensive machine. But I'm liking this team so far.
What do you see off the Bulls right now? Where do you think they're going to end up? Do you think they're a playoff team with what they have?
God damn. I'm just gonna stick what I said. Let's see. In 2018, I said the Bulls are gonna make the playoffs in 2021.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay.
It's gonna be a very close race, but
I think there's a chance there for them to do that.
The last stretch is going to be hard as hell, though.
Oh, yeah.
Their last game is against the Bucks.
Oof.
So we'll see how that turns out.
Oof.
But, like, the Bulls, to me, like, I'm seeing progression year over year. It's just fucking the turnovers make me want to bang my head against the wall, dude.
Yeah.
I watched them play on Thursday night. They got 7 turnovers in one quarter.
Oh, gee.
It was bad, dude. They need a big man bad, too. Like,
Right.
they're just lacking in the rebounds and second chance points.
Yeah.
They're just allowing a lot of freaking points in the paint.
Yeah.
Like
If you could get one guy from any team to go into the Bulls, who would it be? who would it be that you think could take them to that next level?
As a short-term solution, just to get to the
Yeah,
playoffs
as a
this year?
patch, yeah.
I want Dwight Howard, honestly.
Dwight Howard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Homie can rack up some rebounds.
He could.
Or that one guy from Orlando. What's his name?
Markelle Fultz.
Oh, no. No, not Markelle. No, he's an all-star, too.
Evan Fournier.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
Vucevic?
Yes, I want him.
Yeah, Vucevic is good. I don't know if he'll solve your defensive problems, but he'll definitely add like a different kind of element to your offense.
Right.
I think it'd be nice to see Laurie though, kind of going into the paint a bit more.
They won't either. A, they won't ask him to, or B, he just won't himself. He's just not a very physical guy. Like I'm a big Laurie fan, and I have his jersey and everything. I loved his rookie year, but like I'm waiting for him to make that next leap. Like his consistency has always been like 20-point guy, spot up 3-point shooter. But then I see him play defense, man. It's like watching. If I was out there playing defense, that's what it looked like, man. He just looks a little lost. I'm sorry.
Do you look a little lost when you're playing defense?
Sometimes I'm just going out there and, all right, where's the ball? Oh, there's the ball. All right, put your hands in the air. Okay. Oh, they scored on me. That's what happened.
Right.
That's what I see when I watch Laurie play defense.
Yeah.
And like, I get it. I mean, big dudes aren't super not athletic, coordinated.
Right.
So it's hard to keep on pace.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I want to keep rooting for him.
What do you think about having LaMarcus Aldridge on your team?
I don't know. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
He's a free agent, you know. Well, he looks to be a free agent, or looks to be on the way out of San Antonio. Would you put him in your team? Do you think he would take you to that playoff level?
I don't know about the playoff level, but I think it'd be a little bit better. But there's other good defensive key pieces. Thaddeus Young, he's a veteran dude who racks with a lot of second chance shots. Daniel Gafford, and then Wendell Carter Jr. I like those guys.
Yeah, Wendell kind of reminds me of like a younger Al Horford.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never really thought of it that way. But like, since you like to bring up the playoff predictions and keep me like sweating, I'm thinking about it. Who do you think is going to make the playoffs? Actually, let me pull up the current standings. So these standings are through. So today is Friday the 12th. So these are through the 12th. So by the time you watch this, they'll be a little bit outdated. But let's start the East.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. 76ers are doing pretty poorly. I assume that's because they had some injuries this season. Nets are a lot lower than I thought. Again, probably an injury issue. Who's at the bottom of the table there?
Oh, that's a 20 season.
That explains everything.
Now
there you go.
Now the 76ers look a lot
makes a lot
better.
more sense. Yeah, 76 at the top, Nets second. Yeah. Bucks third, Celtics fourth, Heat fifth. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean the Heat's probably struggling right now because of Jimmy Butler's injury, but I think he's back as of this week. The Hornets are doing pretty well. The Knicks. Yeah. I'm surprised by the Knicks.
Oh, yeah. Stephen A. Smith's loving that too.
Yeah. The Raptors are struggling. You know, you mentioned earlier that they were a pretty consistent team year over year. It seems like they're not.
You know what? I'll take the heat on that.
Yeah.
I'm the analyst here. I should be paying more attention to these teams outside of my teams. But yeah, the Raptors are not doing very good.
I see the Bulls didn't even make that first scroll.
Oh yeah, they're 11th.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay.
But like looking at my prediction and looking at this list is I got the order will be Sixers, Nets, Bucks, Knicks, Celtics, Heat, Hornets, and then I'm gonna go with the Bulls.
You really think the Knicks are gonna make that though? Do you think the you know what's carrying the Knicks right now? What's doing well for them?
Heart. Stephen A's expectations. That's my. I don't know. Like the Knicks are just in a positive trend. I think.
Who's at the bottom of the table? Who are we missing out? Wizards and.
I think the Pistons.
Oh yeah. I think that'll probably stay that way. I don't see any of those teams crawling up into the top 10. I think Bulls, I think have a chance I don't know. You know, it's going to be tough. Who are they going to replace?
Yeah, I mean, these guys that are in front of them, they're not super good teams.
I was going to say, the East is it's pretty terrible when it comes to talent right now.
That's fine with me, man.
Yeah, it's kind of barren there.
So, like, now let's transition to the West now.
Yeah.
The West is a little different, I think.
Yeah. What do you think of the Jazz's season this year?
I did not expect them to be this good.
They're really good. Suns are doing really well as well.
I like that, too.
They're continuing from their playoff run at the end of last year.
Oh, yeah, they went remember, it was
Yeah.
the bubble run.
Yeah.
They went undefeated.
If it wasn't for Lillard going off, they would have made it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to see that there's a difference at the top there, kind of keeping LeBron in third.
Oh, yeah. Well, how about the Clippers?
Yeah, the Clippers are doing okay. I mean, they are where I expect them to be, really. I mean, they've got Kawhi, they've got PG, but they're right next to the Lakers there. There's not really much of a difference in their win percentage. It's nice to see the Suns at the top there, and it's nice to see the Blazers kind of trying to slot into the top 5.
I think they'll be fine. They'll make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I always struggle with the Blazers sometimes because I feel like they always get down really low and then they make it this whole almost pre-playoff playoff.
Right. Just kind of like my predictions, looking at how things are. The order is the Suns, the Lakers, the Jazz.
The Suns are going to top the league?
I think so.
Wow.
The Jazz, the Clippers, Blazers, Nuggets, Spurs, and I'll give it to the Warriors. I think they got a good shot, man. Steph Curry's on fire. He's playing a career year.
Did you say the Mavs?
No, I didn't.
So you think Doncic and Porzingis ain't gonna make it?
I don't think so.
Oh man,
I'm gonna give it to the Warriors to take it from them.
you think? All right.
I mean,
We'll
anything's
see
possible. Anything's possible with Curry on the floor. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. I mean I think Curry could carry a team, especially if Draymond comes back and everyone's kind of half healthy. It'd be a decent, it'll be a decent watch, I think.
Oh yeah.
Who's at the bottom of the league there?
Let's see. Timberwolves. What's your man,
yeah.
Anthony Edwards?
My man Anthony Edwards.
Any ball.
He does not give a shit. He just doesn't care.
He just plays basketball because his mom tells him to play basketball. He's like one of those guys.
The Rockets down 14th. That's expected. Harden left them. Their superstar now is Oladipo, who's looking to leave as well. Pelicans in 13th. Yeah, Kings in 12th. I mean, they're doing okay. De'Aaron Fox.
I love De'Aaron Fox.
He's great, isn't he?
I liked him coming into the draft because it was like Lonzo Ball versus De'Aaron Fox. Who's going to come on top for the draft? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with De'Aaron Fox, man.
Yeah.
Lonzo bust, and his daddy can go somewhere else. Yeah, I like De'Aaron Fox. He's real quick on his feet, got good handles.
Yeah, he's very fast.
Scottie Pippen gave him some props too.
Oh yeah, I thought Ja Morant would turn into something similar to what De'Aaron Fox is. I think he's better.
John Morant has better hops than De'Aaron Fox, so.
I think he's a better facilitator too.
1 second, I gotta adjust my camera because you can see my ring light. Okay, now we're in business.
Okay. Thunder down in 11th. Lou Dort. What do you think of Lou Dort?
Nothing.
Okay.
I mean, dude, Thunder have a lot of picks though.
They have collected a lot. Yeah, they've got a lot of assets.
When will it work though?
I don't know. It would be nice to see them do something with it. I don't know if they're gonna try and build something from just youth.
The Thunder has so many picks. My prediction is they're gonna use their first round pick to get Bronny. They have that many first round picks.
I kind of say for the Thunder, this year they chose quite a few people from the draft, but one of them that caught my eye was Pokachevsky.
Mm-hmm.
He's this 7-footer who's like a very good ball handler, who hit a game-winning shot in the last game that they played. He's very good in the clutch, and I think he's got a promising future. I don't think he's a star player for them right now, but give him like 3 years or something, 2 to 3 years. We're not talking Bruno. What's that guy's name from the Bulls? Bruno Coppola?
Como? What? What the hell? Are you
Who's the Brazilian guy in?
Oh my God, Christian Felicio.
Oh, who was I talking
My
about?
God, Bulls management, please do me a favor. Just
Felicio is.
stop leading him on, man. Just come on, dude.
He's 3 years away from being 3 years away. I think that's the quote that they gave.
I do remember that. But
Yeah.
like none of this playoff talk, because you know the Bulls
They're just not
have
gonna
a slim
make it.
chance.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some fun stuff, man.
All right.
Are you gonna watch Space Jam?
I am gonna watch Space Jam.
You know who's in it?
Yeah. Dame's in it. My man Dame Dollar.
Yeah, dude, we got a big cast for Space Jam. As you mentioned, Dame's in there. We got Clay, Anthony Davis, AD, Dame, CP3, Draymond Green, and the big star Kyle Kuzma. I wonder if any of these guys can like actually act.
No, of course they can't. They can't act. I mean, Kyle Kuzma can. He can act like a basketball player.
Did you ever see that press conference where it was after they won the finals and he got interviewed? He's like, I'm like half drunk right now from all the champagne, so I don't know how to act.
Yeah.
He's just like, he reminds you of J.R. Smith in a lot of ways.
Dude, he's such a dork.
But we got some like teaser trailer. We have a teaser pic from Space Jam.
Oh yeah, look at that. You got LeBron there with his full beard. Bugs. Got Bugsy.
Bugsy. You got Daffy Duck. You got Porky. What is it? Porky the Pig.
Yep.
And then you got Lola Bunny.
Yeah.
And like, did you hear about people getting mad that they redesigned her?
Oh come on. Really? Why?
I'll show you.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's this article. Here we go. They just think she's too sexy for TV.
Oh, really?
I'm like, I get it. I mean, like, people be like, oh, this is the Lola Bunny I remember, but still, like, you don't need to be horny watching a kid's
Okay,
show.
wait. Okay, let's take a look at the 1996 picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go to the new picture that she's in. Nothing's changed. She looks less sexualized, right? She's
Right.
just it's supposed to be a bunny.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I just don't think you should be so concerned about them changing her. Like, it's not a big deal to me, man. If you don't,
looks the same.
if you got a problem with it, just go watch porn or something, dude. There's plenty of shit on the internet. You don't have to be being horny watching a children's movie.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But like, there's some funny ass shit. Like, this tweet. This dude tweeted, "They took away Lola Bunny's tits for Space Jam sequel. I'm so furious. I punched a hole in the wall." Well, oh my God, you don't. It's a children's movie. Remember that.
Yeah. I mean, they're cartoon characters. I don't think anyone's thinking of them in that way, apart from these people, whoever they are. But yeah, I know, man. I don't care. I am looking forward to seeing my man Dame.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to.
Do you think he can act?
Do I think he can act? He acts like a cold-blooded killer on a daily basis. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh man. Well, for those of you who don't know, Space Jam: The New Legacy will be coming out to a theater near you in July. That is Space Jam: A New Legacy coming to a theater near you in July.
Can you tell we work in an agency?
Okay, so enough Space Jam and basketball. Let's talk about the real money stuff. You talk about Dame time, Dame money. Let's talk about my Moneybag Joe.
Moneybag Joe.
Moneybag Joe. President Joe Biden is going to give out his new stimulus check. It's going to be $1,400. What do you use that $1,400 on?
Oh boy, I don't know. There's so many different things. One would probably be to save up to buy a ticket for Space Jam. I don't know, man. I'm gonna take that money and I'm gonna do the safe thing, and I'm gonna buy something small for myself, maybe something small for my girlfriend, something regular size for my girlfriend, not something small. But yeah, I think just putting it into nice little things, nice little treats. What are you gonna do with your money?
I am going to save it straight to my savings account.
Of course you are.
I need to get a house.
$1,400.
Yeah, our coworker Justin was
Shout out
getting
to
mad
Justin.
shout out to Justin Hallman from Arizona. That is Justin Hallman from Arizona.
Justin.
Yeah, our coworker making fun of me because, oh yeah, we got houses, AJ. You need to get a house too. I'm like, homie, I'm okay in my studio, my movie studio, aka my apartment.
Yeah. What you don't know is that this setup is just on his bed. So he has a bed right here in front with the camera set on. It's kind of sketchy, really, when you think about it.
I sleep where I work because I never stop working.
Right.
I'll be putting that money in my savings, and someday with that money, it will turn into a house.
Yeah.
Just not this week or next week.
I think it's smart. I think that's smart. Just do what you got to do. I mean, think about it? Do you really want a house? Is that something you want?
Oh hell yeah, man! I don't like neighbors that are this close to me. At
I mean,
least
you still have neighbors with a house.
not on the other side of this wall.
No, that's true. Yeah, or above you.
Remember, kids, save your money. Don't waste it on stupid stuff like gambling. That's another thing. I don't like gambling. It's bad. Don't do stuff like that.
Hey, shout out to Mo.
We're gonna be showing this to people at work. Like, what the hell are you calling us out on the internet for? But.
Yeah.
Let's kind of top it off with something that caught my attention last night so the Weeknd, not the days of the week, but the artist, didn't get nominated for a Grammy. So he's boycotting the Grammys by not submitting his music to them.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, he had a great song. He had a great song last year. Blinding Lights was great.
Yeah, I like that song.
And I think he should be nominated. Do I care that much? Probably not. I mean, he'll probably make another album and he'll probably get nominated again. But, I mean,
He won't get nominated if he's not going to submit it.
Well, what do you think, though? You got Harry Styles up there.
Oh, my man, Harry Styles. Harry's a great lad.
He's a great lad.
He treats people with kindness. That's his thing.
He's a top lad.
People like to say, like they say you should never meet your heroes or celebrities. I'd meet Harry Styles. I can't find any bad dirt on me. I tried. I honestly cannot. But in terms of the Weeknd and how he's mad that he didn't get nominated for a Grammy, yeah, I'd be mad too. My song was the top song of the year. The album was pretty great too. But boycotting them because you didn't get nominated, I don't know that's the way you want to go about it. It's like,
come on, man.
Some people, winning a Grammy is the sole thing they want to do. I get that. But at the same time, you should be appreciating that what you made has made other people happy, regardless if it's a Grammy nomination or not. I mean, sure, could that be a list on your list of things to get? Yeah, but it shouldn't be the only thing. I don't think he should just be boycotting. It just kind of just leaves that a bad taste. Like, he's a great artist, and people like what he does. He shouldn't let something like this get to him. There's a lot of great artists too. There's a lot of shitty artists as well.
Shout out to Post Malone.
Don't get Posty involved.
Shout out to Tarek.
But if he keeps doing his thing, he'll get that nomination. It just wasn't this time. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, I think the true value is how happy you've made people, and I think that the award is a lower priority. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Shoot.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
Is that what you got, AJ?
I gotta make it to a birthday dinner.
Screw it. I'm out of it.
Wow, you leaving?
Be nice, AJ.
Raj ran away for a bit because he was mad that this was it, but fortunately, this is it, Raj. I got him back on the seat. Yeah. So that's all I got for today. Appreciate you coming in, dude.
Thanks, dude.
Been a pleasure. Real fun. I'm glad we can talk about some basketball and Trump checks and Moneybag Joe.
Checks, yeah.
No, not Trump checks. I'll be talking about
checks.
Moneybag Joe checks. I already got my Trump check. I used it to get all this equipment.
Yeah. Joe checks going towards the house.
Joe checks are going towards the house.
Trust you to be thinking about budget
change
pacing.
This tab. I don't need them looking at this picture of Lola Bunny. There we go. Yeah. So appreciate you coming in, Raj. We'll have to do this again sometime, maybe before the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. We should. It's been fun.
Yeah, definitely. I will see you on Monday at work.
Roll the credits.
And everybody's going to hate us when they watch this. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend that might be interested. All your support definitely helps with this show. I will see you guys sometime later. All right, take care.